My Duns beautiful people. In this video, we are going to discuss 4 reasons as to why somebody might act desperate, okay? And I'm going to ask you to like this video, share it, and comment. Let's keep this discussion going on around. Duns beautiful people. Hi everybody, welcome back to Duns Beautiful People. I'm so glad to have you. Such a blessing. All right, how you guys doing? How are you doing? I'm so thankful for each and every one of you, my subscribers. Okay, this is going to be basically a continuation of my last video. Okay, I promised you guys this video I was gonna talk about the reasons why some of us act in the desperate spirit. Okay, that's not who we are. That's not who Jesus Christ created us to be. Okay, there is no such thing. We were not, when Jesus Christ was creating us, he did not say, oh, I want her to be desperate. Oh, I want him to be desperate. No, that is a spirit. Yes, we're gonna call it out. It's a demonic spirit and we have no room for it. Okay, as we know the reason why, that's when we could basically cast that spirit out of us. Okay, now, for those of you who don't know this, I am a life coach. Okay, I am a certified life coach. If you need some coaching sessions, I have the description in my I have a link in the description bar that can definitely be a blessing to you. Okay, you know, if you want somebody to pray with you, if you want to, you know, talk about your situation, having some, you know, godly solutions, you know. And like I said before, and I've always said, I don't believe in being the victim. The problem begins with you. Okay, you cannot change anybody. I always tell my son, okay, I have a wonderful son. He's only 6 years old, but I'm starting to teach him is that you can only control yourself. Okay, you cannot control nobody else. Okay, so if you're having a problem with somebody else, that's not of that person's business. That's none of that person's concern. It's up to you to make a difference in your life. Okay, I have 4 reasons. Okay, there might be other reasons. I'm sure I would love to hear your comments, your thoughts. Okay, but I thought of 4 major reasons, okay, as to why a woman and a man, you know, or a man act in the desperate spirit. Okay, the reason why a woman or men act desperately, there are 4 reasons. Okay, the first one is because of finances. Yes, it's a big one. Okay, now the number one reason why a woman stays in a relationship where she's not happy, where she's not being fulfilled, where, you know, the man she's with is not a godly man, all right, is because of finances. It's because she cannot live that same lifestyle if she's not connected to him. Okay, for some reason or another, she believes, and once again, like I said, I am, you know, some women will not like that because, you know, I know as a woman, we like to blame the men for everything. But blaming the devil, blaming somebody who's, you know, rightfully know that they're wrong, but they still choose to do wrong, is not going to help your situation. Okay, so you have to look in the mirror. So for some reason, the woman feels that she cannot stand on her own financially. So therefore she, you know, does whatever this man say, whatever he does, whether he has another woman on the side, she just close her eyes, you know, she act like she don't see it or she don't hear it. Okay, because she is used to a certain lifestyle and she's not equipped. She hasn't taken the time to equip herself to be able to maintain, to be able to stand on her own. Okay, and same for men. Nowadays, as you guys know, ladies are making a lot of money. Ladies are, the boss. We have big jobs. We are making six figures and over. Some men don't want to work. And so they stay in a relationship, not because they really care for her. She might not even be his type. Every time they're making love, he might be thinking about somebody else. But he stays because he likes, the fact that she provides him with a nice car, nice sneakers, she pays his telephone bills, whatever the reason is, you know what I'm saying? Either way, it's demonic, both ways. God did not intend for us to live like this. Because how could you really call yourself a Christian and believe in the Bible, and not listen to what God tells you? And just basically do you. And then when it fails, when you're not joyful or happy, you cry, boo, 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 poor me. I just don't get it. But it's okay. It's okay. Baby steps. Okay. So finances, a lot of us, we are not willing to put in the work. We're not willing to make the sacrifices, that it takes. Meaning going back to school, get a higher degree. That's number one. Working a second job if we have to. Cut back on our expenses. Whatever it is, because, suffer now and reap the benefits later. But some of us just cannot do it because we are too busy showing off or thinking we're showing off to society, which is the number two reasons why people act desperate. So number one is finances, and number two is because of society. Now, what do I mean by society? Okay, I mean that in society, especially, in this culture right now, it says that a woman needs to be with a man, and a lot of women out there are acting desperate as long as the person has, the parts, you know what I mean? She said, okay, do you have the body parts? All right, I'll take them. And that's all. The woman cannot spend a night sleeping without, a male body next to her. She constantly have to have a man talking in her ears. She cannot go on vacation by herself without a man being there. God forbid she goes to a party without him being there. It's like, she lets society makes her feel like her value is connected to a man. When your value, my Duns beautiful people, is connected to Jesus Christ, to the Bible. He's the source. Who do you think creates that man? Who created him? God. So why don't you go for the person who creates the thing that you need? Like, for example, if I want an apple, don't you think an apple tree is more valuable than an apple? So I don't get it. If you really want joy in your life, you need to go for the source, baby boy, baby girl. And the opposite is true for men also, for society. Certain men feel like they cannot live without a woman, mostly because of sex. Society tells a man, hey, the more women you have, you are a baller, shakaller, or whatever it is, And a man is like, oh, I gotta have a woman. I need that woman. It's not because he really wants to be with her, to love her like Christ wants him to love a woman. It's just to, satisfy his fleshly, pleasures. So either way, and in society, going back to a woman, when a woman, is a particular age, she doesn't have children yet, she acts desperate because society says a woman is supposed to have a kid by such and such age, or even the opposite. Now listen now, if a woman has 3, 4, 5 kids, even sometimes 2 kids, they feel like they need a man to help them raise the kids. So even if he's a deadbeat father, even if he's not involved, as long as he's in the house, she don't care. Society. Okay. So that's number 2. All right. I have my little note. Number 3, it's because the woman or the man did not grow up with a supportive father. Okay. They didn't really have that father attention in the home. Or if their father was there, the father was not really present part of his life. So he or she did not really have that fatherly energy. She doesn't know how, a woman is supposed to be loved, because the first love is your dad as a little girl. And the man, he doesn't know how to treat a woman because he did not see it from his dad. And this is why, my Duns Beautiful people, the Bible, going to Jesus Christ, is so important, because even though you did not have a fleshly father, but at least in the spirit, okay? Now listen now, at least in the spirit, Jesus Christ will teach you how a father is supposed to be with his or her children. For example, okay, I'm going to give you an example with me. My father, great guy, I love my dad. He is like, he basically, people have said that, I look like my mom, but I act like my dad, except, I have God in me, because it's another story. But anyhow, my dad, he was married twice, divorced twice, okay, has 6 different kids by 4 different, ladies, all right? But some might say he was not an example of how, I, being the only daughter, to be looking at him to say, oh, that's how a man is supposed to be. But that did not stop me. I did not stop at my fleshly father. I took a lot of great knowledge from my dad. But regarding the love department of how a man is supposed to treat a woman, I looked unto my Jesus Christ, my Bible, my God, to see how I'm supposed to be treated, to see how a man is supposed to be treating a woman. So you see, whatever I did not get from my earthly father, from my fleshly father, I compensate that. I did not say, oh, well, I guess that's how it's supposed to be. That's how all men are, because, that's sort of how my environment was. No, I took responsibility for myself. I said, well, there's better, and I'm not going to settle for anything less. Okay, like, I don't blame anybody for anything. People live their lives however they choose to live their life. You cannot control people, but you could only control yourself, all right? So number 1 is finances. Number 2 is society. Number 3 is a lack of a father figure. If you do not have a good, or if you were not raised with a good father figure, okay, or if your father lacked a certain thing, like a certain, skills, get it through somebody else. No excuses. Go through counseling. Do the work. Don't blame nobody. All right? And the last reason why, and I kind of touch upon that too, the 4th reason why we act desperate in a relationship, okay, we act desperate, to be around, to be in a relationship, is because of sex. Yes. You will be amazed on both women and men, okay, because I have talked to both women and men, that the woman, like, you might be surprised, but she cannot leave this guy because she says he's the best I've ever had. Okay, I was having this conversation with this guy where he said, okay, this lady is a married woman. No kidding. She's a married woman. Okay, her husband often go away on business. Every time her husband goes away, like for a weekend or for a few days on a business trip, she is calling him, begging him to come, to meet her somewhere for them to have sex. Because she said that, her husband is lousy in bed, and he's the best that, she's ever had. Desperate. Demonic. Same thing with men. Okay, men do it more so. All right, they see a pretty girl. She's completely empty in the inside, but they don't care as long as she has the parts, acting desperate. Or it's like, they are with a woman, but they see no future with the woman, but because she, satisfies him, they're like, oh, I'll stay and do whatever, for now, whatever she wants me to do for now. Desperate. It's not God's will. Okay? So these are the 4 reasons I think that people, especially nowadays, act desperately in relationships. 1 is because of finances. 2, because of society. 3, because of lack of good fatherly examples. And 4 is because of flesh, lust. Okay? So my Duns beautiful people, that's what I wanted to share with us today. Please like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts, okay? See you in the next video, okay? As always, I love you with the love of Jesus Christ. Duns beautiful people. Mwah.